back live in the station here in the program The Viewpoint. The number, if anybody has any questions, of Mr. Chris Cece, who's associated with our YMCA program here, doing a great job. The number, of course, would be 648-5510. Somebody might have a youngster or youngsters, plural, involved in these programs. Doing a great job. We were talking off air. There are some, maybe 300 youngsters in the community involved in that, maybe a little more. And we have a short staff by virtue of economics, an absolute necessity, which brings to mind volunteers. You know, when we quit our regular lifetime jobs, we really shouldn't just quit to quit. We got to retire to do something. And there may be some people out there that haven't found that niche yet and could avail themselves of the opportunity to help in this sports program. And how would they contact you if somebody was so disposed to help, say, in a swimming program or what? Or, for instance, you mentioned the archery program. We must have folks out there who are hunters and archery hunters, and I presume we have senior volunteers there to come for that. But how would somebody, if somebody wanted to help the Y program, how would they go about that, Mr. Cece?
The easiest way is just to contact our office on the phone. Our number is 217-735-3915, and we have volunteer forms that they can also fill out too. So if we have that on record and know that they're interested in a particular sport or activity, and when that sport or activity comes up, we can contact them. But yeah, if they're passionate about helping out with the Y, and the Y nationally and internationally is we're based off of volunteer. That's a big part of our program, getting volunteer help, and it's much welcome. We find that a lot of people that do volunteer stay as volunteers, and we're always in need for volunteers, and they do a great job.
Well, it's nice to have something to get up in the morning and go to, rather than sit there and twiddle your thumbs and say that, oh, the grass might need cutting tomorrow. You know, I'm pretty adamant about this business of putting something back into the community. You know, we're a small community, and we have folks out there struggling with programs such as a Y, miscellaneous church programs all over the city in the various respective denominations. All could use good adult help, and I'd urge any out there in the Etherland that got a little time on their hands. It sure as heck beats going down to Old Joe's, which is a very nice place, so I'm told.
All due respect.
All due respect. But find some time to do something for the community. Put something on the bar beside your elbow.
There you go. You know, about 100 years ago, my friend Kathy McCullough got together several of we other mothers, and we went to the school board at the high school and asked them if they could have some sort of a basketball program for the girls at the high school. And of course, at that time in our history, if you didn't live in Iowa, you just didn't talk about girls basketball. There was no such thing in the other 49 states. And so they said, well, they'd tried to have a speedball beat ball program for the girls, and it didn't go over, so they didn't know about basketball. And I'd never heard of speedball beat ball. That's the only time in my life I've ever heard of it to date. And I can see why it didn't go over. Maybe nobody else had ever heard of it either. But they did.
This is the very first I ever heard of it.
Yeah, they did start a girls' basketball program, which was pretty brave. That was pre-Title IX, you know, and there weren't a lot of other teams to play. And oh my, in its infancy, girls' basketball was not too bad. I could tell you the 6 people that used to go to the games. That was quite a while ago. But at any rate, it has grown, and it has become something that's pretty darn worthwhile. And I know Cin's played all through high school and all through college, and she loved it. And I see you have a girls' basketball camp.
That's
More
right.
power to you. Let's introduce them to it like the boys have an opportunity from the time they're 8 months old. And the girls don't get to start until, do they? I don't think they have it at the junior high, do they?
Now, we start our girls basketball program at first grade.
See, well, then they can spell it by the time they get to high school,
Exactly.
you know? Right. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. When do you hold your basketball camp, and how many people do you allow to come?
We don't put any limit on our basketball camp. The girls basketball program that we run is in January and February, and the camp that you're referring to we do in the summer, and that's run by the Lincoln College girls basketball coach Carol Wilson.
Good.
Does a great job, a phenomenal job. She runs a little clinic in December to kind of get the girls excited about our girls basketball program, and then in the summer runs this camp. Really just does a great job. Has, I think, usually, depending on the numbers, we'll have a couple of players help out as well. And the girls really get excited about it. I mean, she's teaching them things that, they're going to remember the rest of their basketball lives. And she just does a great job. She's able to teach them and keep them engaged and still having a good time with them, too. So I've been lucky to have her volunteer her time and effort, and she just does a fabulous job.
Yeah. And you've also got, in the spring, a volleyball clinic. Now that's it. I guess because I had only daughters, I'm especially interested in that. But since you had only sons, you can talk about the boys' things if you'd like. I'll give you a turn.
No, I always say that she owns 51% of the program, so we let her do what she wants to do.
Let's talk about the volleyball clinic for spring. Because there'll be another spring, even though it may be past
and
now.
we actually offer volleyball in the fall and the spring.
Good.
So we'll be coming out with our fall catalog in July for all our fall activities, and volleyball will be in there. But the spring volleyball clinic just wrapped up last week. We had a new instructor, Lisa LaForge, and she did a great job. The girls, it's an instructional league, so they're learning everything they can about volleyball spiking. Basics, yes. And one thing we like to do in our volleyball program on that last week, since their parents come and watch them every week, well, we thought it'd be good to get the parents out there on that last week, so we play a little parents against the kids, and I take pictures, and we have a blast. And this year we went out to Pizza Hut, had a little pizza party for all the girls, and handed out some awards, and it was a lot of fun.
How fun. How many kids do you think participated this spring in that?
We had 20 girls. We split it up by age divisions. We do a younger first through third age division, and there was about 10 girls in that, and then 10 girls in our fourth through sixth grade division. So it'll fluctuate anywhere from 15 to 30 girls, and we're excited that those numbers keep growing, and look forward to having it again in the fall.
Good.
You know, the best thing that parents can do in these activities is go and be supportive. Beyond that, nothing. As opposed to some parents who get all involved in the officiating and the game progress and so forth. Those parents maybe better stay at home.
Exactly.
Editorial comment, but we see that all the time, you know. Good parents will go out there and encourage youngsters on both sides of the field, and to be supportive, and be glad that we have the programs.
Exactly.
Well, with the soccer, I never did experience any parents being rude to the officials or the coaches. I hope that's still the case with your soccer program, because I think that's very important. Of course you want to win, because a good loser isn't a good thing.
I've tried that for 63 years.
Amen. So you do want to win. But when you see some little kid on the other team make a goal or make a really good move, you want to cheer that too. After all, they're a little kid and they're trying hard no matter who they're playing for, whether they're the red shirts or the green shirts.
One thing that we do specifically with soccer is we don't keep score. I know kids and parents will keep a running tally in their head, but we don't keep an official score, and sometimes it can be very disheartening, especially if one team's really getting creamed. And I think that actually goes a long way in parents not overreacting if one team's dominating or getting beat up. But no, I honestly haven't had any major issues with parents complaining. Most parents come out and support their kids, and yeah, they might disagree with a ref's call here and there, but all in all, they're coming out to cheer on their kid and experience the joy that their child is having out there.
Well, isn't the bottom line in any sports program supposed to be to learn to play well with others, to play as part of a team in whatever context that ends up being for your life, and to play fairly? Isn't that really what it's supposed to teach you?
That's what it's supposed to be about, and I'll say that's what it is majority of the time. Sometimes it gets off course, but yeah, that's what it's about. The kids having fun, but also learning core values and sportsmanship and teamwork, as you mentioned.
Classic case, off course. New Orleans Saints and their program for
nasty business.
Bounties.
Right.
It's incredible how sports can get convoluted by that. And again, it's dollar driven. You know, that's exactly what it is. It's dollar driven, and that's the seamy side of professional sports. Hopefully, they'd have been imbued with a sense of sportsmanship when they were younger, but something happens along the way, and it happens in other sports too, not just.
Oh, sure.
The other day, we all saw that great shot of I forgot now. The athlete always changed his name to something ridiculous, and he gave that elbow shot to somebody.
Meta World Peace.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, right. What a ridiculous name.
What is his name now?
It used to be Ron Artest. Now it's Meta World Peace.
Well, he gave a shot to that guy on the court.
Yeah, he did.
We all saw it. Resign. Everybody
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah, but blatant, just blatant. So anyway.
Well, he didn't learn that at the Y in Lincoln. No, sir.
What are your economic problems? I know they're manifold, but I'm sure that, particularly in today's times, we have a little problem as far as the economy is concerned, as far as the money that you need to run the program.
Money is always an issue, especially in a nonprofit organization. One thing that hinders us, but doesn't hinder us to the point where we can't operate, is not having a facility. And with our soccer programs, we're out at the former LDC soccer fields. The Oddfellows we use their gymnasium for our activity center and a lot of our sports. So not having a facility is one thing, but as far as equipment, that's having enough money to get the proper equipment, getting T-shirts for the kids, awards, paying referees, different stuff like that. So money is always an issue. So we, in addition to our program fees, we always encourage people that want to make a tax-deductible donation to the Y. We definitely encourage that. Even a couple dollars will go a long way. We can definitely stretch that.
Well, and further on that subject, I think lots of us, especially at the Christmas time, when you're feeling magnanimous,
right?
And we look
you
for
that?
No.
Okay.
I don't have to spell. We choose a charity in our area. Whether it be the food bank or the Salvation Army or the Y. I know that there is a scholarship program there, and scholarship programs must needs be two-sided. Once, they have to be supported financially, and secondly, then that money is used by people who need a little help with the tuition for the various programs we've been discussing. So you might bear in mind that they do have a scholarship program, and it's a worthwhile program, and check into it by calling the Y at 217-735-3915.
We always tell people when we listed our catalog, we never turn anybody away solely on their inability to pay. We have this scholarship program. They just need to come into the office. We have them fill out a scholarship application, and then we review that, and they're able to get, and that's a big part of our program as well, is giving money back to the community to help them get their kids in different sports and activities.
Whatever program, right.
Right.
It's great. Now, do you have any programs for adults?
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. Right now, we run our Hoop It Up program, which is pickup basketball. We do that on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9 at our Activity Center gym at 719 Wyatt. That's for any man or woman 18 years or older, and we play from 7 to 9, just play some pickup basketball. Unfortunately, that season is wrapping up. We run it from Labor Day to Memorial Day, so we have a couple more weeks, but it'll pick right back up that first Wednesday after Labor Day. Another thing that we offer in the late summer is our Bike Blast.
Yeah, you mentioned that. What's a Bike Blast?
Our Bike Blast is our bike ride that we start at our Activity Center on Wyatt, and this last year we mapped out a course actually up near this area. We went through the rail splitter, up to the rail splitter wind farm and through Skunk Hollow, and we offer a 30-mile course that goes along those attractions. We also do, we're going to add this, in addition to that, a shortened version of that, a 15-mile course, and then we do a, I think it's a 5-mile course, yeah, 5-mile course throughout Lincoln. We usually coincide it with the Art and Balloon Festival, so they're able to ride their bikes downtown and see some of those sites. And we encourage that 5-miler. Usually a lot of families will do that. So we're interested. That's a program that we're trying to build as well. I think we had 25 to 30 participants last year, and we'd like to see that really take off, because I know there's a lot of bicycle enthusiasts in the greater Lincoln area, and we always, it's a lot of fun, just getting out there and seeing all the people come back, whether they're big bikers or not, have a lot of fun with it.
Just ride and smile and feel the wind in your face and bugs in your teeth.
You recommend helmets?
I do, yeah.
I was afraid of that. A lot of people say, why don't you wear a helmet? And I think 88-year-old Geeter wearing a helmet looked pretty silly on the street, so I probably shouldn't do that. We appreciated your presence this morning, Chris, talking about a program that's very, very important to our community. YMCA programs throughout the country make great contributions to, particularly to the kids, and that's really what it's all about. However, it does involve senior participants as well. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate the volunteers that do help. This program has been primarily about youth this morning. Judy, your old friend, our roving reporter from La Crosse, Wisconsin, sent a little comment down for a closing comment, particularly because Lois and I, and perhaps might be you, are in the aging spectrum here a little bit.
Check out Generation.
Yes. The quote is, you have one more thing to do. Yes, please.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that. It isn't too late to sign up for summer camp that we offer as well. And that goes from last part of May through August. So summer camp, we're still taking applications and, registration forms for our summer camp.
So let's get those registrations, and that can be done at the Y office.
Correct, at 604 Broadway.
It's north side of the square on Broadway, right next to Sorrento's there.
Correct.
Very easily found. Okay. Well, the closing quote this morning, courtesy of our roving reporter up there in La Crosse, don't regret growing old. It's a privilege denied to many. Thank you for Viewpoint.